I'm really happy to be here. Something about that drive where I get to get all the butterflies out, all my insecurities. I get to just scream the whole way. The part y'all don't see. Yet I come in here and I see all these beautiful faces, but y'all have the energy and the vibe to match those beautiful faces. And I feel at home. I grew up in Science of Mind. Oftentimes I get told I'm lucky because of that. I'm very jealous, I won't say jealous, but very mesmerized by the stories I hear of those who later found this philosophy. And let me tell you, I feel like you're at an advantage. See, in elementary, there was this Sega Genesis game called Shinobi, Shadow Dancer. Let me get it right. There was Shinobi, and there was Shinobi Shadow Dancer. Shinobi's this really cool ninja. In Shadow Dancer, he has this really beautiful husky that's trained with him. And whenever you're losing, whenever you're low on power, whenever you're not doing that well, at any moment, you can press the button to send Shadow Dancer to do your fight for you while you get healed. It's the coolest thing ever. My philosophy is very much my relationship with Shadow Dancer. See, I see people who find this philosophy later on, and they know at any moment, I can just allow the universe to fight my fight for me. Someone like me who's grown up in it, who knows I can do it at any time, I get stubborn. Well, Luchan, why don't you just treat about it? Because that's what I always do. That's what I always do. I always want something different. I always want a different outcome, but let's just be honest. We are already walking the path of God right now in this moment. That's right. Everything you've been through up until this point is for this. I'm realizing now there is no good or bad. There just is. Watching nature shows especially has really shown me this. See, I have this idea of how life is supposed to be, right? Every animal is vegetarian. And there's nothing getting eaten, nothing getting hunted. Everything's just happy. Nothing ever dies. That's my idea of what life is supposed to be. But we know that it takes both rain and sunshine to make a flower grow. Yet we all love flowers. Now, the theme is, it's a new day. I have a lot of different relationships with that it's a new day, see? You're also talking to a kid right now who used to get bullied. I remember in one of Mike Tyson's documentaries, he talked about going to juvenile hall and learning how to box at juvenile hall. But before that point, he was that fat kid who got teased, that fat kid who got chased and robbed and all these horrible things. Yet he finds himself in juvenile hall and he's being taught how to take care of himself. I can start crying about the crack in his voice when this big, just mighty man, even in this moment of his life, is talking about the moment where he felt liberated. Where he said, and I knew in that moment, no one would ever treat me that way again. I know that feeling. And he literally had this, it's a new day consciousness. Ever go to a party, enjoy the party, was very social at that party. You were a hit at that party, yet when you go home, you start rethinking everything you said at that party. Am I the only one who does that? Please don't let me be the only one. Please don't let me be the only one who does that. Had a great time at the party. Oh my goodness, why'd I tell him that? No, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I just talked too much. I'm gonna be quiet next party I go to. It's a new day. Right where you live, right where you sit, you are living the life of God right now. Everything you've been through, every rude thing you said when you weren't in the mood to talk, every embarrassing moment you've had, yes, the universe saw it all, don't worry about it. Everything you have been through and continue going through is already the life of God. Enjoy it. See, it's a new day means more than, oh, what happened yesterday is no longer a part of me. No, it's more than that. When we are conscious, thank you so much. Thank you. I needed that. You knew what I needed right there. When you are living the life of God, there's no need to hold on to what was yesterday. There's no need. In East Bay Church of Religious Science, there's a mantra that is said. And one of those things that I've never forgotten was, as I forgive the past, I find that I have nothing to atone for and nothing to run away from. As I forgive the past, I find that I have nothing to atone for and nothing to run away from. What does that mean? That means right where you sit, you are whole, perfect, complete. Every rude thing you've ever said, every stop sign you didn't quite stop all the way at, okay, there's no millennials in here, blockbuster video you turned in late, everything you've done in your life, you are living the life of God. Understand that? Now let me remind all of us, especially me. Hold on, okay? I'm about to say something that might shock you. Did you know you don't have a soul? You don't have a soul. You are a soul. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. What does that mean? That means that we get to have balance in our lives. That means that the human experience is part of the spiritual experience. That means when you trip and bump your head and everyone sees it and laughs at you, you are having a human experience as a spiritual being. Laugh. Laugh. If you truly know that the life you are living is God, then there's no reason to take anything serious. You're bigger than all of it. Laugh. If a sixth grader came in here right now, well, I'm a little out of shape, but let's go 20 years ago when I was in my 20s. If a sixth grader came in here right now and challenged me to anything physical, I would laugh. Can't do that now because I'm 43, but you know, when I was in my 20s, I would laugh at that kid. Now, okay, it's not as funny, but we get where we're going. When something's not a threat, you laugh at it. There's nothing to look back on our life on and feel a threat from. You are already living the perfect, whole, and complete life of God right where you sit. I remember Reverend Andriette talked about the memory of a goldfish. How there basically isn't any memory in a goldfish. Like literally, like right when the goldfish sneezes, it forgot it sneezed. And for a second, my humanness was like, oh, how terrible. But then Reverend Andrea followed up and she said, we can learn a lot from that. Imagine if every mistake you ever made in your life you forgot as soon as you did. Imagine how joyful your life would be right now. Every embarrassing thing, every hurtful thing, every time you felt rejected, if you never ever remember the time you got rejected, you never stop going out and trying to get what it is you want out of life. Think about that. That person you wanted to ask, may I have that dance? But you was afraid because, you know, your Jordans didn't match your outfit. You didn't ask. Had you never been rejected before, you would have just walked up to that person with your back straight and would have asked. Sometimes no means try harder. Sometimes no means we're not ready for you. It ain't even about you. I have later on saw the results of prayers I asked for that I felt were not answered and realized I was thankful they weren't answered. The universe has your back. Understand that. The universe has you have never been abandoned by the universe. It's a new day. It's bigger than what it sounds. It's a new opportunity. It's forget that. It means that skin that you had on yesterday, you have already shed. Let that go. You never stop doing awesome stuff anyway. Now in hip-hop, and I'm talking about, you know, real hip-hop. I don't sound like an old-timer, but I'm talking about the stuff that's a little different from today. See, there was this thing we used to have as MCs called skills. See, skills were important. Being an MC is more than being a rapper. A rapper does what's trendy. A rapper just throws on whatever we're wearing today and talks about whatever's cool today. An MC has a set of morals and a set of skills we follow. Don't you dare charge me money to come see you perform, and when you get on stage, I hear the recorded version of you rhyming over you rhyming already. If I wanted to see karaoke, homie, I would have paid for that. Skills. And we all know what a freestyle is. And if you cannot freestyle, then do not call yourself an MC. We take our practitioners for granted. That was an amazing prayer you gave us. A freestyle is a prayer. It means you are allowing yourself to be a vessel for God and allow something awesome to come through you. That's all it is. It's like fun and not fun giving God the glory for everything, because we know when something awesome comes through us, we give God the credit for that. I wish I could give God the credit for when I do something not so awesome, but it doesn't really work that way, right? In order to properly freestyle, you have to stay in the moment. You can't think about what you're going to say and try to make it right. Nobody can do that. Have y'all ever heard of Beyonce's husband? Anyone know who Beyonce's husband is? Yeah. Well, that guy, Jay-Z, freestyled every single album you have heard to this day. Do you know that? It's a real thing in the industry. Every time somebody brought him a beat and was like, what do you think of this beat? He was like, play it, went in the booth, and came out and the song was done. They were like, what? What? Who can do that? But when you are living the life of God and know that every single millisecond you are living is a God moment, nothing but awesomeness can come through you. Stop thinking about that bill you haven't paid yet. You don't know where the money's coming from. Be awesome right now. What's an artist without pain anyway? Let's just think about how boring this story would be. Once there was a person, they wanted a bike, then they got the bike, then they rode the bike around, then they wanted another bike, then they got, who wants to read that story? I'm bored already. Bring on the pain. Nobody wants to read that story. The pain you've been through, look how awesome it has made you. Look at your beautiful life. Look. If I'm going through something and you've never been through anything, why would I share it with you? I'm sorry. Why would I do that? I don't want a spiritual leader who hasn't cried, who hasn't been through something hurtful. I'm sorry. The life I've lived, I need you to have bled before. I need you to know what a heartbreak feels like. I need you to know what it's like to be afraid to go to that store down there. And you literally got to psych yourself up so you can bring a loaf of bread home to your mother and your sister. I need to know that because that's my life. Who in here has cried before? Felt embarrassed, felt ashamed, felt like they did not want to go back and show their face. Who's been through that? It's a new day. It is a new day. We get to look back at that and smile. This is how we heal ourselves. We get to look back at that and say, look at how awesome I am today. That's what we get to say. If we are not saying that, we're missing the point. There's this game that a lot of dudes my age have bonded over for years. It's called Madden. Rest in peace, John Madden. He passed, a few years ago. But we will never stop playing that video game. There's a recording where if you make a bad decision as the quarterback, you hear John Madden's voice. And one of my favorite quotes he said was, to be a good quarterback, one of the things you need is a bad memory. And he would always say it after I would throw an interception. The thing is about that is, there's a little piece of AI within the game where they know that when you make a bad decision, it's just human nature. Our ego feels like we have to do something more extreme to erase that bad mistake. The computer knows this. So you throw an interception. The next time you get the ball, you have to do something crazy. Now, all right, well, I'm going Hail Mary on this play, right? The computer knows you're going to do that. And you're just going to keep on messing up. You have to get over that, stay in the moment, and still think logically, not allow your emotions to pump you up to play Madden properly. you have to have a bad memory. Stop thinking about that. Stop holding on. It's over. Do you know how awesome this moment is right now? You're missing it. Let me tell y'all something. The universe, every part of it, all the essence of the universe is in you right now. I'm talking about the universe in its entirety is in you right now. Think about that. All the awesomeness of the universe is going on within you right where you sit. We can't grasp that concept while we're holding on to old things. We can't grasp that concept if we're too far in the future or too far in the past. There is only one moment, and things can only be done in that moment. We can only create now. I'm sorry. The past is gone forever, and the future never comes. All we have is now. Be awesome right now. Not when you get that degree, not when you get that raise, not when you get that title. Be awesome right now. It took me this long to realize, Claire, you don't even need that car to meet who you want to meet. Just be awesome. I thought you needed the car. I had no idea. I'm sorry. I'm from a different place. I thought you needed that. I didn't know that everything I need is within me right now. I didn't know that. That was the part I was missing. Sometimes we go through those hard things to see just how much we have in us. Last time I was here, and I remember because it was an awesome time. I had such a great time. Drove back so feeling good. I remember I reminded everyone, really just myself, because I'm only talking to myself right now, that light of God that everything started with is also in you. That light of God that everything is within you. Do we really need to hold on to old thoughts, old moments that no longer serve us, truly knowing that the light of God is within you right now? Do something with that light, please. I need to see it because I'm in pain. I need to see it. Who's ready to be awesome right now? Yeah. We need you to be. This world is in pain. It's in the same pain it's always been. We don't always have that. It's in more pain. Come on, read all kinds of books. The world has been in way more pain. Cut it out. But the world is in pain. We need your awesomeness. Need I remind you that your life is not just your life? Sorry, you get to share that with us. You get to share your life with us. I have children. I don't have all the answers for them. They might come to you for that awesomeness. Can you give it to them? Can you give them the awesomeness I do not have? Can you? I can give it to yours. This is what a village is. All a village is everybody operating at God capacity. If we're all operating at our God level, then that right there is a utopia. God level is more than just butterflies, rainbows, and us singing together. Understand, if we all train the way Mike Tyson trained, bullying is gone. That's out the window. Nobody wants to bully more when we're all training the way we need to. Love everything. Cling to nothing. There's this movie I watched where a member of one of my most favorite rap groups ever, Souls of Mischief, straight out of Oakland, California. And an MC by the name of Tajay was in this movie. And this movie is about graffiti artists in San Francisco. It's a very big culture in the Bay Area. It started with abandoned buildings that were an eyesore being decorated by artists. It's turned into something else since then. Now just, people's residents are getting sprayed. We don't condone that. What I remember is all these just abandoned buildings being decorated by artists. And so this movie was about that. And there's a part in the movie where Tajay's character is, I forget what the concept is called, but it's this old Japanese concept where you make something really beautiful, and the moment you make it, you erase it, and you start again. To me, that represents that we don't need to cling on to any one moment in your life. Any moment you think this is the most beautiful it's ever been, this is the most beautiful I'll ever make. No, you erase it as soon as you do it. It's showing you I can always recreate that awesomeness in my life. I do not need to hold on to that time where I scored this many touchdowns in a football game. This time where I was the prom king, or that never happened, by the way, or this time when, there's no need to hold on to that. You never stop being awesome. You never stop being awesome. What are we holding on to? What day are we holding on to like it's the last awesome day we'll ever have? What moment in your life are you holding on to? You have never stopped being awesome. Part of the reason I'm so passionate right now is because I am at a time in my life where I'm the most busy I've ever been. I'm talking so busy that I'm forgetting dates. I'm trying to please so many people and go so many, and I can't do it. And when it doesn't happen, I start beating myself up. And so then, when I was reminded of this beautiful moment we get to have together right now, I forgot. I need a talk time. That's why it's blank on the page. Then at the last minute, an old Jay-Z song came to my mind and it's perfect for today. On to the next. It was on his Blueprint 3 album, and he's talking about all his accomplishments like they're nothing. Something, something, something. Obama on the text. Y'all should be afraid of what I'm about to do next. Do you understand what I'm telling you? That was a bar, wasn't it? I knew somebody would say, ooh. Obama on the text? That's your friend? Yes, I'm afraid of what you're about to do next. Yes! Be that kind of awesome. This is somebody from the Marcy Projects in Brooklyn. Was not even supposed to live this long. And he's friends with Obama. Do you understand the awesomeness that you are? You can never not be awesome. You're awesome on accident. Nikki Giovanni said, I am so on point that even my errors are correct. While we laugh, let's just talk about some of the most amazing errors that made a lot of money. Do you know that the Slinky was an accident? Was it a spring that came out of somebody's car and the thing started walking? Ivory soap. Accident. They left the bars in the tumbler for too long. And when they came in there, it was floating. Now, yeah, it's not the best, so we will jack your skin up, but it'll float. The bar will float. I was told that I was planned, but let's be honest. A lot of us weren't. A lot of us weren't. Yet so much awesomeness exists among us. What does that tell you right there? I don't care if your parents told you to your face you were an accident. The universe manifested you. They don't matter in that moment. The universe is our parents anyway. So even if your parents told you to your face you were an accident, the universe wanted you. Who are you listening to? On to the next. On to the next. What moment are you in your life right now? Let us not forget there was a time we can all go back to where we were just a seed in our mother's belly, growing slowly. It was dark in there. It was lonely. Even if you had a twin, you're having your own experience. You don't know who that person is across from you. Yet, oh my goodness, not only was it dark and lonely, but something was feeding you and you didn't even know what it was. Something was supplying your life every moment and you did not know, you did not care because you had that faith that you would be fed. Do you not know that we are always of the next phase? You are always in the womb of the next phase. Whatever is after this, don't worry about it. You're in the womb right now. And when you get there, you will be in the womb again. We are always in the womb of the next phase. Be still, little baby, and let God feed you. You fine. You are fine. You will keep wetting your diaper every now and then. You will try to walk and hurt yourself. You will scrub your knees. And all of it will continue to be awesome. Approach your desires like you've never been rejected before. That was for me as I heard your prayer. That's what sung to me. That's why I can't sit still anymore. I have to write this down. Approach your desires as if you've never been rejected. That's what we're talking about. On to the next. Imagine if you've never been rejected. Imagine if you've never been told no. Imagine if they've always told you, yes, you are qualified. Would you not step to every desire, every goal you had? Like, what? Give me that. Reverend Michael Beckwith says, if you can see it, it is a part of you. While you smile and think about all the things you want, remember that also is for the things that frighten you. All the things that you may feel are not a part of you. All the things, oh, that's disgusting. No. If you can see it, it is a part of you. The reason you desire it is because you are supposed to have it. It's yours. That's why you feel that connection. It's speaking to you. Come get me. If it's yours and you keep on getting told no and you know it is your birthright to have it, why would you stop trying to get it? It's yours. What's a happy day if you've never cried before? What's a hug if you've never been lonely ever? Oh my goodness, what is a good soul food meal if your stomach has never hurt? What is all that? We breathe involuntarily to the point to where we are so just expecting it to happen. Do you not know you can breathe in and not breathe out right the heck now? Enjoy this moment. Enjoy this moment. Do you not realize, do we not realize, this is a gift in itself. Oh my goodness. And we got the nerve to have sunlight right now? This is the abundance of God. God never runs out of gifts. The universe never stops supplying us with awesomeness, just like you never stop supplying us with awesomeness. I'm looking at the outfits we chose today. I'm looking at the smiles. I'm looking at even some just sitting there pondering, wondering what it is that they have going on with their. I'm just looking at all of it. It can never not be awesome. And I'm realizing now that though we have those who may make fun of people, those who may call things ugly, those who may make fun of others, those are just people denying their own awesomeness in themselves. I know because I was one of those people. Once you start feeling like you're beautiful, you start saying, wow, look at all these beautiful faces around me. You're not going to see it if you think yourself is ugly, though. No, you're going to look for the ugliness in other people because you feel ugly. But when you truly know you're beautiful, when you truly know your awesomeness, all you see is awesomeness around you. Step to your desires and what you want like you've never been rejected. It's yours anyway. I don't care what you've been through up until this point. It's a new day. On to the next. Namaste. Continuing in this state of consciousness, I'm knowing there's only one life, one mind, one breath, one thought, one heartbeat, one experience. And we are all cells in the body of God, individual expressions forever and ever expanding. And so I bless this service. I bless our practitioner of the day. I bless our beloved minister. I'm blessing our music ministry. And oh my goodness, this beautiful community called the Foothills CSL and its beautiful congregants. I am holding it up. Thank you for healing me. Thank you for letting me experience this new day. There is no on to the next because there is only one moment anyway. So I bless this moment called life. I bless this experience called God. I know that regardless of my own human understanding, it is all good, and I celebrate it. I hold it up knowing all is well, and that the universe is undefeated in love. I surrender and I let go. And so it is.